peace and solitude in the presence of God who created us. Why? So that we can walk with Him, and so that we can talk with Him, and so that we can be in relationship with Him, and so that we can love Him, and here's more importantly, so that we can learn how to allow Him to love us. First Corinthians, let me just read this to you. 1 Corinthians chapter 6, verse 12 reads this way. You say, quote, I am allowed to do anything, unquote. But not everything is good for you, and even though I'm allowed to do anything, I must not become a slave to anything. Some versions read, I must not become mastered by anything. You say, I am allowed to do anything, but not everything is good for you. And even though I'm allowed to do anything, I must not become mastered by anything. Now, Christ in us is bigger than any distraction that we will face. Christ in us is bigger than any discouragement that is going to come our way, that any attack is going to come our way. You heard Roland pray this morning. We individually, we corporately are under attack, not because we're doing something wrong, but because we're doing something right. But what we need to get our minds wrapped around is Christ in us is bigger than cancer. Christ in us is bigger than discouragement. Christ in us is bigger than anything that your husband is going through, and you know that. Christ in us is bigger than any family squabbles. Christ in us is bigger than any fear, than any doubt that we're going to have. Here's where we struggle. Here's where we struggle. Hebrews chapter 4. And this I want you to turn to. I want you to turn or write it down so that you can go back to this. Hebrews chapter 4, verse 9. So there is special rest still waiting for the people of God. For all who have entered into God's rest have rested from their labors, just as God did after creating the world. So let us do our best to enter that rest. But if we disobey God, as the people of Israel did, we will fail. Do we even really know what finding rest in God means? Do we struggle with it? Sure we do. Sure we do. Because if we didn't struggle with it, or if we knew what it meant, then when the attacks come and the discouragement comes and all of this other crap that comes around, we would know how to battle it. St. Augustine said this. She's noisy. You have made us for yourself, O Lord, and our heart is restless until it finds rest in you. You have made us for yourself, O Lord, and our heart is restless until it finds rest in you. We look for every single thing else to provide satisfaction for us, to give us meaning, to fill a void, to give us significance. So our souls are restless. Matthew 11:28-29 says, Come to me, all of you who are weary and carry heavy burdens, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you. Let me teach you, because I am humble and gentle at heart, and you will find rest for your souls. This is where we find where the rubber meets the road. How do you find a rest in God? How do you make it applicable to you? Number one, here's the hardest thing to do. We talked about this months ago. Number one, be still. Be still. Psalms 46:10 says, Be still and know that I am God. Psalm 46:10, Be still and know that I'm God. Be still and know that the Lord will do what He promises. Be still and know that He will be exalted. Be still and know that He will judge His nations. Be still and know that He will rescue His people. Be still and know that I am God. Psalm 131. This is David writing. And I want to read the verse, and then I want to read to you the commentary that goes with the verse. Psalm 131:2 says, "Instead I have calmed and quieted myself like a weaned child who no longer cries for his mother's milk. Yes, like a weaned child, my soul is within me." David calmed and quieted himself, surrendering his ambitions and taming his ego. He sees himself as a contented child. He thought his way into a still space. You know what's incredibly uncomfortable? Silence. Because if I were just to say, I need you to be still, I just need you to be God. Needs you just to be still. And He wants you to be in a place where you don't ask anything, you don't worry about anything. You're just still. And you're thankful. And you enjoy the moment. He just wants you to be still. But listen to the silence. And how uncomfortable is it? Think about it. As small of a group as what we have here this morning, how uncomfortable is it for me not to talk? And you guys just sit there and be still. Because why? Because we need to be entertained. We need to have noise going on. We need somebody else to speak something to us. We're all waiting for that one person to speak. But I'm pretty sure that I can't give you rest. I'm pretty sure that I'm not going to let you crawl up in my lap and me put my arms around you and you find peace in me. Because turn around and look at Ainsley right now. Now here's what I see. When God tells me to be still, He holds me just like that. And He just pats. Because right now Ainsley is in perfect rest. Because she feels safe and secure and loved and is quiet. But how many of us can identify with Jesus Christ just like her? Because we don't want to be still. We want somebody to speak into us. And He's saying, be still and know that I'm God. Be still and know that I don't break promises. That I got this. That you don't have to worry. Bring your burdens to me. I will cast them away from you. I will not give you a yoke that is too heavy burden. I got you. I got you. It is such a peaceful place that when things like cancer come up, you don't have to worry because you know how to be still. People come up and they say, I don't understand your strength. I don't see where you got it. Well, I know where it comes from. It comes from Him. I like to sit in a chair that we have in the living room in the mornings that I go in late, and the sun comes through that living room window, and Carrie thinks I'm taking a nap, and I'm really not. So I like to keep that thing back in the sun kind of gets on my face, and I am purposely still. I know that I am not strong enough to do the things that He asked me to do, I've got to go in and let Him do that to me. Because when she wakes up, she's going to be vibrant and full of energy. Right? And in those 5 minutes that we allow ourselves to shut everything else out, and be still. Second thing. Stop there. Does anybody know what this looks like in your own personal life? How hard is it for us just to be like this? I mean, let's be honest. Let's talk about it just a minute. Because it's something that God is asking you to do. He's commanding you to do. He's saying, you have got to do this. So why is it so hard? Because even now, I'm talking kind of quiet, not a lot of interruption. Why? What distracts us? Anybody?
Everything.
Sure.
We don't prioritize.
We don't prioritize. Every single thing is more important than that. And He's saying, you need to find rest in me. You need to find peace in me. Everything else commands our attention. And He's saying, oh man, when those things come, if you let me love you like that, because that's how I let Him love you. Because I gotta be able to crawl up and lay my head on His shoulder, because you know how good it feels when you're holding a baby, and that, especially from a mama's standpoint, you know, because your hearts are beating together. And there's that comfort and that solitude, and that is what He wants from you. Number 2, make a plan. Make a plan. Proverbs 16, chapter 13, verse 16 says, wise people think before they act. Fools don't, and even brag about their foolishness. Your distractions are going to become your destructions. What takes you away from God is going to lead you down the wrong path. I joked because I told Brent that if you look around, like most of my family is not here. Well, some of them are at a football game. Taylor and Dusty, Colt and Ashley, they're at the Chiefs game. Let me say that again. Taylor and Dusty and Colt and Ashley are at the Chiefs game. Somebody's missing out, and it's me. Front row seats at the Chiefs game. So, let's talk a little football. The Chiefs prepared, just like the Bills did, prepared all week to face each other. Like all teams do. You got to have an offensive strategy. You got to have a defensive strategy. Kansas City can't just show up on game day and say, hey, just because we're Kansas City, we're going to beat you. No, they got to plan and they got to prepare each and every day throughout the season. Every good team has an offensive strategy. Every good team has a defensive strategy. And they take the field of battle, game plan in place. Do we? Do we? Your offensive strategy may be this. You get into God's Word first thing in the morning after you go potty instead of checking Facebook, Instagram, or ESPN. Maybe that's how you start your day. Maybe that's how you end your day. Your defensive strategies may look like, hey, when we're together as a family, no phones. No TV during dinner. Oh my gosh, that means I'm going to have to talk to my children, yeah? Oh my gosh, that means I'm going to have to talk to my wife, yeah? But when game day comes, if you don't have these things in place, what's going to happen? You're going to get your butt kicked. It's all about preparation.